All right. In the last lecture, we left off taking care of our proceed to checkout button. So the idea was that the user would click the proceed to checkout, and if they're not signed in, they would be redirected to this page here. But the main thing, or a big part of that, achieving that, was making sure that this query parameter existed here at the top, so that way we know the user came from the cart page. And so when they clicked on sign in, they're redirected to the shipping component. All right. So as you can see, currently our component is empty. There's nothing on it. But our focus today is going to be on adding a progress bar. Okay. Now, what do I mean by the progress bar? So when I say progress bar, I'll show you an image here. All right, so I'm referring to something like this. So if we look at this example, you see this progress bar here. Now, this is very common in e-commerce sites, right? Because it makes it very obvious to the user what to do, and it gives them a set of directions, right? So in this example, you see that the user is currently in billing, and also it tells the user what steps are to follow in order to complete the checkout process. So that is exactly what we're trying to achieve, okay? Ours is not going to look the same as this, and ours is going to be slightly different, or it is going to be different. In our case, for example, we're going to have 3 steps. So the first step for us is we're going to have a shipping, the shipping page. And the second step is going to be for our payment type. And then the final one is going to be the review page, or in our case, we're going to call it the place order page. So that'll show like the summary of everything to display to the user prior to them clicking place order. All right. So that is the idea. So going back here. All right. So the first step for us is to actually start creating the component for the progress bar. So we're going to go here and create the file. All right, we're gonna open up the shipping component, and copy everything here, paste, and do some renaming. All right, so that's the start. All right, so now we have our progress bar here. All right, we're gonna start off by, we're gonna remove this section tag here. We're gonna start off by making it a fragment. And another thing we're gonna do is our progress bar is gonna make use of Bootstrap's breadcrumb. So the breadcrumb for Bootstrap is gonna essentially simulate the whole progress bar look. So let's go ahead to let me close this here. Let's go to Bootstrap. Bootstrap breadcrumb. All right, so this right here is more or less what we're trying to achieve. So we can go ahead and copy this nav tag, paste it here. Let's see, we'll go ahead and change up the class name, the class name, and we'll go ahead and remove this list tag for the moment. I'm gonna copy it to my clipboard, and then delete it from here. Go ahead and save that, and this will let's see. And within this tag here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up some conditions. And before we set up the conditions, I also have to mention that our progress bar component is gonna make use of 3 parameters. And those parameters are all the steps that are possible for our component. So I mentioned there's going to be 3 steps, right? So we're going to have a step 1, a step 2, and a step 3. All right, just so as a reminder, I said step 1 is going to be shipping, step 2 is going to be the payment type, and then step 3 is going to be place order or the review portion section. Okay, and so here we're going to set up a condition. We're going to say that if the component at which is being used, or if at step 1, then we're going to display something. Otherwise, we'll display something else. All right, and we can go ahead and paste in our list tag from the clipboard. And we'll also do the same over here for the else section as well. Okay, so for this portion here, if the condition is true, this list tag is going to be active. And also we're going to add some a link tag to both of them. Just like this, and this will be shipping, just like so. And we can go ahead and copy this and paste it into the other one. Delete that and paste that right here. Okay, and because we're making use of link, we're gonna have to import that from React Router DOM. Import link from React Router DOM. All right, so that's that. Let's see. All right, let's see what we get so far. All right, so we do have our basic setup right for our progress bar. Let's go ahead and, for the moment, go ahead and import that into our first component, that our shipping component that's going to make use of it. So we're going to do import progress bar, just like so. And then here we'll go ahead and delete this dummy data. And we'll go ahead and set up a div tag that's going to be a Jumbotron. Here we'll add a h5 tag. And within this h5 tag, we'll add our component. Just like so. All right, the Jumbotron, I'm going to add a padding of 1. So we'll do p-1. Go ahead and save that and see what we get so far. All right, so this is what we get so far. Okay, so currently you see we're gonna make some changes here. For one, I'm gonna remove the decoration, which is that underline. And so yeah, let's go back to the progress bar. Okay, so this list tag is, if the condition is true, then that shipping link is going to go to shipping. We're going to redirect the user to shipping. Else, for this link tag, this is just going to point to nothing. All right, essentially have no purpose. So the way we're going to do that is just do a / add a hashtag after the / all right, but also we're going to also add on-click prevent default behavior, because we want to let JavaScript know to not do its normal behavior for when the user clicks. We're just going to do an on-click, because if we don't add this, what's going to happen is you'll end up with an error. So there's that other reason for adding this. So we're going to do event prevent default. Okay. And again, the reason why we're adding this prevent default is because this is for the else. This is for the else portion, else clause. If this is not provided, essentially this is going to serve no. It's just going to be for display purpose, and that's essentially its only purpose. All right. And another thing we have to do is remove this active from here. And we are also going to, let's see, to the link, we're going to add some styling here, some inline CSS styling. So what we're going to do here is There we go. Okay, just like that. All right. First, we're going to remove that underline by doing text decoration of none. Oh. Text decoration none and style. Actually, you know what? Another thing we have to add here, I forgot. Make sure you add your curly braces here as well. Almost forgot about that. Okay, so let's see. We got our on click there. Oops. There we go. I forgot. There we go. Okay. Go ahead and save that. All right, so let's see what we get so far. Okay, so we get this here, and the underline is removed from there. But also, I want to show you right now. This is, let's see. I want to show you how it's going to look that if we're not currently on that if we're not currently in the shipping page. So in that case, the way it'll look like is that here in the shipping page where we're actually calling it actually, you know what, we gotta mute it. We actually gotta mute it first. So let's go back to the progress bar, and what I want you to do is go ahead and add a class name of text muted. Text muted. Go ahead back. Okay, so this is muted. This is exactly what I wanted here, but I also want to add like a circular note, like icon that shows like the only purpose of this is just for just so you can see. So I want to add here to the I want to add cursor of not allowed. Go ahead and save that. Go back, and let's see. Okay, so you see that little symbol there? So it's letting us know that this here, it doesn't serve any purpose other than just for viewing. Okay, and the reason why it's text muted and it's not we're not being displayed this one here, which is the active one, is because remember this condition here, this block of code only runs if this condition is true, right? Based off these parameters. So here in the shipping component, we're not actually passing that parameter in. So in order to make that condition true is we need to pass in step 1. So by doing this, I'm going to save that, and you're going to see everything's going to change. So you see, now this is active, and you can see that that it shows that it's clickable. So if we click here, you can also see in the bottom, look in the bottom on the left, that is showing actually where it's supposed to be redirecting to, which is the shipping. So essentially it's right here. Okay, so that's exactly what we want. Okay, all right, so we took care of everything. So everything else from this point on is we can essentially copy this whole thing for our other steps. So I'm gonna copy and paste this one here. We're gonna call this one's gonna be step 2, and then we're gonna do another one, paste right here for the third one to be step 3. All right, so let's go ahead to step 2 and changes. So the path for this one, let me reformat everything. I'm gonna save so that way it's formatted. Okay, so this one for step 2, it's not gonna be shipping, rather it's gonna be for what was it? It was payment. It's gonna be the payment type, but I'm gonna make that short for just payment. So we'll do payment, just like so. Okay, and everything else stays the same. Oh, you gotta change this also to payment. All right, and that's that. And for step 3, that's gonna be for place order. So we'll change this path here to place order. Place order, and go to this here. This will be place order. All right, so that's that. All right, so let's go ahead and check out what we got so far. So go ahead and save that. Go back and look at that. You see? So as you can see, we are currently in the shipping, right? So therefore, this here is active. That's what it's showing us here. And everything else we have yet to arrive. Those are, we can already see ahead of time though what to expect though, right? We can see that the second phase after we complete the shipping will end up in payment. And then we could also assume that once payment is completed, that will end up in the final step, which is to place order, which is going to be the reviewing all the details. Okay. So let me also show you here. So let's say, again, we're in the shipping, right? So, but we're going to make use of the same component in the payment component and the place order. So imagine that we're currently, just ignore the fact that we're in the shipping component, but let's just imagine that we're currently in a payment. So we're going to make use of, we're going to have a payment component, and we're going to also add the same component into that page as well. But we'll be adding onto that payment or in that payment component a step 2. So it's going to have not only step 1, but step 2. So if we save this here, it will look like this. So now you see that we have shipping and we have payment activated, but we have yet to reach place order. So this would be muted, right? And then the same thing is that when we're on the final page, we're going to have the progress bar available there, but we'll have also added the third parameter here like this. So we'll go ahead and save this, and it will look like this. All right. But that's the idea, right? Okay. So this is only for the shipping page. I just wanted to show you guys an idea of what to expect. All right. But this is shipping page. So we're obviously in step 1. Therefore, we only want to provide it the first argument, which is step 1. So this is step 1. And you can see there's no possible way. There's no reason for the user to, I mean, we're going to obviously add some condition or checks in the components to make sure that the user doesn't just click, right, just manually add this to, like, change the URL to try to navigate to payment and place order, right? But at least right here we could also make it obvious or not allow the user by clicking on these links to navigate to those sections as well. All right, so that's it for now. We took care of our breadcrumb, and yes, that is it. Yep, creating the component, and we added the progress bar to our shipping component as well. So that is it. I'll see you in another video.